Hi guys, in this video we will see how to analyze a freeway segment in highway capacity software. Now in freeway segment you have an option to choose which section of that freeway you want to analyze. So in freeways you have merging segments, diverging segments, you have weaving segments, and these are all very critical when it comes to traffic safety point of view, because we have a lot of near misses, traffic conflicts in these sections, and if the weaving segment design is not up to standards, it can cause many crashes as well. So one of the important things that traffic planners deal with is to analyze the freeway segment, either the merging where the traffic is coming from the side road to the main road, diverging where the traffic has to exit the high-speed freeway, and then the weaving where we have both incoming and outgoing separated by the length of separated by some length. So let's see how we can do that in using highway capacity software. So once you have highway capacity software uploaded, this is the main screen you are going to see, and here you have streets, stops, roundabouts, highway safety manual related tools, highways, where we analyzed a multi-lane highway in the last video. So to analyze freeways, we will select freeways from here, and then we have two options, freeways and reliability. So we will click the first option, freeways. Once we click freeways, we have this new window which allows us to open a new file. Once I click new file, now I have options. I want to see analyze a basic freeway, I want to see a merging section, diverging segment, weaving segment, or a facility itself. So let's start with the basic freeway, the first one. Click OK, and now what we have in the basic, we have obviously we will give details related to the analyst, time and date, project description. We have to give the number of lanes each side, and the measured free flowing speed. If you have measured it, you can select this option, but otherwise you can just post the speed limit of the the freeway. So in our freeway, the speed is 75 miles per hour, and here by default it is 75.4. So I don't have to change it. But in your case, if the speed limit is different, you can change it. You can use the maximum value of 85 miles per hour. Then the length in feet. So we don't actually need this for the basic analysis. We just want to put length of the each lane width. So each lane width is 11 feet. If you have a managed lane, you can select this. Then the clearance. We don't have 10 feet clearance. We have 5 feet clearance only. And the terrain is level, it's a level ground. Then it asks you how many ramp density, how many exit entry ramps in your freeway segment per mile. So we have per mile 2 exit entry ramps, so I will select 2. Then the demand, what is the volume, traffic volume that is using this freeway. So this freeway is being used by almost 4,200 vehicles per hour. The peak hour factor was 0.90, which we got from our automatic traffic counter. Then the traffic percentage of trucks was 10. So it means that out of every 100 vehicles observed, 10 were the trucks. So the trucks were a little higher in this freeway. Driver are all familiar. You also have an option in choosing the weather conditions where you want to analyze. So we are just modeling it, want to analyze it for a clear weather, so we don't have to change it. But if you want to see the weather effects and how the weather impacts your highway capacity, you can select the appropriate option from this list. Then incident, if you want to if there is a work zone going on and then you're analyzing it, it means that whether one lane was closed due to road works, or 2 lanes were closed, or shoulder was closed. If that was the case for your analysis, you should select the best option from here. But in our case, our section was there was no any road work or nothing, no construction was going on. All the lanes were open for the traffic, so we don't have to close any lane. We'll select no incident. If there was a work zone, you have to select this option as well. So I guess that's it. That's the information that you need. So just click next and then go down, and here you have it, your analysis results. This freeway segment where you have volume to capacity of 0.72 and density of 26.2, which is on the higher side, and the level of service of D. So moderately acceptable level of service, but if some improvements are not undertaken, it might lead to E or F in the future years. Now let's go back to the start and see the analyze a merging segment. So I will click new file again, and this time, the previously I was in basic, I will select merging segment. So for merging segment, remember you need to know the through traffic, and also you need to know the merging traffic, how many coming into the freeway from the ramp. So you need to put two counters, one on the entering ramp and one on the freeway itself. So they will give you the volume on the freeway plus the ones that is entering on the highway and during the peak period. So we'll select merge, click OK. It's asking if you want to save the previous file. I don't want to save it. I can just click no. So for the merging segment, the information required is the number of lanes, free flowing speed of the freeway, 75, length. Now here we have an option to change the length. If it is not, by default it is 1500 feet selected. If you want to change it, you can change it. By the way, when we are talking about merging, diverging, weaving, we should also have information related to the ramp. How many lanes have the ramp? So in our case, the ramp, which is the entry, which can be an entry lane or an exit lane for to the freeway. It's one lane in our case. If you have two lanes, you need to make sure you change it according to your ramp lanes. And ramp lanes are normally maximum to 1 or 2. Ramp speed limit, which is 35 miles per hour, which is correct. Ramp side is on the right or on the left. Ramp terrain, if the terrain is level or not, yes, it's level. Grade, we don't have to change. Yes, the thing we need to change here is the demand on the freeway. So if the demand on our freeway is let's say 3000 vehicles per hour, peak hour factor was 0.90, and the total trucks on the freeway, on this freeway, were 8%. And on the high ramp we have 670 vehicles entering during the peak hour, and on the ramp the peak hour factor is 0.88, and then it asks how many were the trucks, percentage of the trucks that are coming from the ramp. So from the ramp we only have 5% trucks that were coming out of the 670 during the peak period. Then if you want to select these additional options, you can change it, but the minimum things required for the analysis is up to this point, demand data. So once I'm satisfied with my inputs, I can click next to see the density of this merging segment. So as I go down here, you can see the demand and capacity results and speed and density results. So demand and capacity results will give you the capacity existing, the volume to capacity ratio of both the freeway and the ramp. So this is 0.61 is the volume to capacity ratio of the freeway itself, and for the ramp it's 0.40. So you can see that the ramp capacity is actually better than the freeway capacity. Then the density, which we need to know in order to calculate the level of service idea for this merging segment, is 22.1, which corresponds to a fairly acceptable level of service of C. Remember, level of service ranges from A to F, so C is in the middle. Now let's see how we can do the same thing for the diverging segment. So we'll go back to start, new file, and this time we will select diverge. And the procedure is same, so I'm just going to cover it quickly because it's the same as the merge. But the only difference here is instead of the merging volume, you will just enter diverging volumes. So it means that these things will obviously this will be the demand of the freeway itself, peak hour factor, percentage of trucks, number of lanes, speed limit, of course you will change it, but here instead of the ones coming in, you will put the ones that are going out from the freeway, and then you will just click next and you will get the results. So the procedure will be the same as the one we used for merging. However, the main difference is instead of merging demand, we will use here the diverging demand. Diverge means the ones taking an exit from the freeway. Now the important analysis that we used HCS for is the weaving segment analysis, which is right here. So I click weaving segment. By the way, for the weaving segment means a scissor like operation where the traffic is coming in and going out, normally at a length of 1500 feet distance. So we have weaving, click OK, and then once we are in the weaving, we have to specify the type of weaving. Now we have one-sided weaving or we have two-sided weaving. Now what's the difference between one-sided and two-sided? One-sided means the cars that are trying to take an exit are maneuvering over one lane. They have to maneuver, find a gap, or overtake or increase the speed to do a maneuver of one lane that covers one lane. If they are doing a maneuver that involves overtaking or finding a gap between more than one lane, that is called a two-sided weaving, which is obviously more difficult and more dangerous as compared to the one-sided weaving. It actually depends upon the number of lanes that they have to cross in order to take an exit, or the number of lanes they have to cross in order to merge to the freeway with a satisfactory speed. So this you will obviously you will analyze based on your field observations to determine whether you have one-sided weaving in the segment or two-sided weaving in the segment. The best practice is to have a video recording for the peak period, so you can analyze it very clearly that whether you have one-sided or two-sided operation over that. So in our freeway we have two-sided weavings. We had a short lane of 1500. This means the length of the weaving segment. Interchange density 0.80. I'm not going to change it because I don't have this information with me. Then the number of lanes that are in the on ramp, it was 1. The ramp speed 35, which is correct. Off ramp is also 1, and 35, which is also correct. Now the important thing here is to change is to know what are these things. This is freeway to freeway. These are the ones who are not taking an entry, or these are the ones which is the through traffic, which are going straight, okay, which are not using which are not taking any entry or exit ramp. So this is the main freeway volume, the throughput of the freeway. So in this example, the freeway is 3200. Peak hour factor was 0.89. Percentage of trucks using the freeway were 10. Obviously, you are going to change this based on your data volumes that you have. Now we have to give the volume which are entering the freeway from the ramp. Okay, so remember, in weaving you have freeway to freeway. We are going straight, not taking any ramp. Then you have the ones taking the ramp to come into the freeway. Then you have one who are taking using entering and taking another ramp to make a U-turn and go back. Then you have one we are taking freeway to ramp. So these are the ones who are going to take an exit. So they will go from the freeway to the exit ramp. So you need to know about all these for volumes if you want to analyze a weaving segment. So make sure you have put the appropriate sufficient number of controllers to get all these volumes with you. So the ones who are coming from the ramp to the freeway during the peak hour were 600 with a peak hour of 0.89, and the percentage of trucks who come from the ramp to freeway were 5%. Now the ones who take ramp to ramp were fairly less, were 150. The peak hour factor for them was 0.80, and the percentage of trucks who did that were very less, only 2%. Then the ones who took an exit, they were fairly high, who were taking an exit from the freeway. There were 800 vehicles with a peak hour factor of 0.91 and total trucks traffic of 7%. So these are the essential information that you must have in order to do a realistic weaving segment analysis. This and the length of the weaving segment, which we just put over here, length in feet. Remember, these are imperial units, so it takes the length in feet. And once you have these volumes added for freeway to freeway, ramp to freeway, ramp to ramp, and freeway to ramp, you are good to analyze your weaving segment. So just click next, and here you have it. See how fast you get the results in high capacity software. So that's why it's so it's a preferred choice of traffic engineers. So you can see here for the density, we have a very high density actually. It's considered high if it is more than 30, and level service is D. So that's how you determine the level of service for the weaving segment using highway capacity software.